Hey everyone, it's Ruru. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. Today I'll be making a red velvet cake. To my stand mixer, I'm adding in 1 cup of vegetable oil and 3/4 cups of buttermilk. After I blend those together, I'll be adding in 2 large eggs, blending after each egg. All of my ingredients are room temperature. After I add in the eggs, I'll be adding in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, along with 2 teaspoons of distilled white vinegar. Uh-oh, my spatula is getting away from me. And after I added in the vinegar, I'm going to add in the food coloring. I use 1 tube of gel food coloring. If you're using regular red food coloring, you can use 2 ounces. And after I add in the food coloring, I'll be adding in my dry ingredients, which I sifted together, which are 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 7 teaspoons of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, and salt. After adding in half of the dry ingredients, I'll be adding in my secret ingredient, which is half a cup of sour cream. The sour cream helps keep the cake moist. Then I'll finish adding in the cocoa powder, sugar, dry ingredients mixture. And I'm making sure it's all blended together well, scraping down the sides as I go. And after everything is well combined, I'll be pouring it into my 2 9-inch cake pans that I prepared by spraying baking spray all over and lining the bottom with parchment paper. I'm evenly distributing the cake mix by using a measuring cup. It gave about 2.5 cups of batter for each pan. Then I will be baking at 350 for 30 minutes. And after I bake, I let it cool on a wire cooling rack that I lined with parchment paper. You want to allow it to cool completely before you start doing any icing. And here I am about to start icing the cake. I am using a store-bought icing as well as some diced walnuts to add to my cake. So I put the first layer down and put on a big helping of the cream cheese frosting, spreading it out as I go. And I'm not a professional, so I'm just trying to do the best I can with this icing, making sure I cover every corner of the cake. And I'm being very careful when I flip over the top layer because the cake is very soft. This recipe does not call for a very dense cake. It's very soft and airy and fluffy. It turned out really good. I made this cake for Thanksgiving, and I'll be making another for Christmas. I hope you make one as well. Let me know how it turns out for you. So I'm using 2 containers of the cream cheese frosting, and I'm icing around the sides, the top, all over to make sure everything is covered. And I keep rotating or turning the cake pan, and I forgot that I had a rotating cake plate. That probably would have made that easier. Oh well, I'll use it next time. So I'm just painting the icing on the cake, getting it all over. You want to make sure you have full coverage of the icing. And then I will be topping my cake with the diced walnuts. These walnuts were already diced, so I'm just going to put them on top. This step is optional. You can add the nuts if you like. If you don't prefer nuts on your cake, you can leave them off. And I'm still icing. It took me a long time to ice this cake. I didn't want to leave anything uncovered. I guess I'm trying to do a little design here. I don't know. Decorate it to your liking. If you're professional, you know how to do rosettes or any special piping, go ahead, do that. That should turn out pretty. I'm using a lot of icing for this cake. One tip I would recommend is after you've covered the cake with icing and put on all of your toppings, I would recommend that you let it cool in the refrigerator before serving so that the icing firms up. This cake turned out very moist and delicious. Just getting the walnuts all over. And here comes a little slow-mo action for you. Ooh. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. And please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe.